So what if I told you that genius isn't something you're born with, but something you can actually build? Today, we're going to break down the incredible learning system of one of the greatest minds ever, Marie Curie. This was a magic. She had a system, and we're about to dive right in. First, let's just let the scale of this sink in. Not one, but 2 Nobel Prizes. And get this, not in the same field. We're talking physics and chemistry. That's like being a world champion pianist who also happens to be an Olympic gold medalist swimmer. It just doesn't happen. You know, we look at achievements like that and we just slap the label genius on it, like it's some kind of superpower. But what if it wasn't? What if it was a repeatable system, a machine for learning that she built herself? And what if it's a system that you can actually copy? And this isn't just some abstract idea, okay? The proof of her system, the actual physical evidence of her work is so intense that it's literally dangerous to be around, even today, more than 100 years later. That's right, her actual lab notebooks are so radioactive from all her relentless experiments that they have to be stored in lead-lined boxes. You literally need to wear protective gear just to look at them. That's the level of hands-on, obsessive dedication we're about to unpack. So her system really breaks down into 2 key parts. First up is part 1, Curie's mindset. Because before you can use any tactic or any trick, you have to get your head in the right space. The first habit, and honestly maybe the most important one, is to cultivate a complete and total obsession with the word why. When other scientists noticed a certain rock was way more radioactive than it should be, they kind of just noted it and moved on. Marie Curie couldn't. She had to know why. And that one question led to discovering 2 brand new elements. So here's a challenge for you. For anything you're studying, don't just memorize the what. Ask why at least 3 times. Why does this actually work? Why is this the rule we follow? Why did this historical event happen in this specific way? That's the jump from just knowing something to truly understanding it. Now, that kind of deep curiosity was fueled by her next habit, just insane persistence. Answering those big why questions is never easy, and it takes a level of grit that, let's be honest, most people just don't have. I mean, just look at the reality of her work. On one side, you have the unbelievable grind, processing tons of ore by hand in a freezing, leaky shed, being so poor as a student that she lived on bread and tea and would literally pass out from hunger. But on the other side, you have the glory that came directly from that grind, the discoveries, graduating first in her class, changing the world. You do not get one without the other. But here's the good news. You can build this muscle. Set a daily minimum for your work that is completely non-negotiable. Maybe it's 45 minutes of pure, uninterrupted focus. The amount isn't as important as the rule. You never break the chain. Get a calendar and mark off every day you do it. Consistency will always beat cramming in the long run. Okay, so that's the mindset. Now for the second half of the system. Part 2, Curie's method. This is how she took that powerful mindset and executed on it with absolute precision. Her third habit was to stop learning like a student and start learning like a scientist. See, Curie didn't just have ideas, she tested everything. She treated her biggest theories like they were on trial, and they had to be proven or broken by cold, hard data. And here's how you can do the same thing. Before you study, make a guess. That's your hypothesis. You know, I bet I'm still making mistakes on this specific type of problem. Then run a quick 10-minute test. Do a few problems. And finally, analyze your results. Where were you right, and what specifically were your mistakes? This simple shift turns studying from a passive chore into an active process of getting better. All right, next up is a habit that fights our natural tendency to just settle. Habit number 4, be crazy about precision. For Marie Curie, sort of knowing something was totally unacceptable. Vagueness is where mistakes hide and where big discoveries get missed. Her notes weren't just random ideas, they were diaries of exact measurements. So here's a super powerful tool to build that precision, the definition sheet. For every single key concept you're learning, force yourself to write 3 things on one page. First, a single, crystal clear sentence defining it. Second, one perfect example of it in action. And third, one common trap or misunderstanding people fall into. This method just locks the knowledge in with 0 confusion. And that brings us to the final and most famous habit, mastering the lab notebook method. The reason she wrote everything down wasn't just to remember it, it was to offload all the small details from her brain, which freed up all that mental energy to focus on solving the massive problems right in front of her. You can apply this
instantly. After every single study session, just take 5 minutes and answer 4 questions in a notebook. 1. What did I study? 2. What did I get wrong or struggle with? 3. Why did I get it wrong? And you have to be brutally honest here. And 4. What am I going to do differently next time? This turns every single mistake into a win.
So there you have it, the entire system. Number 1, cultivate insane curiosity. 2, have ruthless persistence. 3, learn like a scientist. 4, demand precision. And 5, write absolutely everything down. It's that powerful combination of mindset and method.
At the end of the day, Marie Curie's life proves that genius isn't some magical gift that's just handed to a lucky few. It's built. It's what happens when you are dedicated, curious, and brave enough to face what you don't know, over and over again.
She gave us the blueprint for how to learn anything and achieve incredible things. So the only real question left is this: with this system in your hands, what will you build?